Hey guys, Aussie Reptiles here. Today's video I'm showing you the spotted marsh frog, and brown tree frog tank. This is a tank that I've done a few updates on along the way, but I'm doing an update today showing you guys how the tank looks. It looks great. The pothos has grown like crazy. I love that overgrown look. Anyway, without further ado, let's flip it around and actually take a look. So here it is. Now there's a bit of movement. I've actually got my fan on, so it's really hot in here. It's 27 degrees right now, so it's pretty warm. It's in the middle of winter. My family has the heater on, but my room sits quite hot as it is. But here, let's have a look. So there's a few of the marsh frogs out and about right here. There's one of the albinos, there's a normal, there's another normal hiding back there. There's these two here are best friends. That marsh frog has its butt out, and that brown tree frog are always tucked away under there. There's a brown tree up there. That's one of the darkest ones. There's one up there. There's one there. That one is one of the green tinted ones. You can see there's another albino hidden away back there. There's a normal in the waterway. There's also some tadpoles. I don't know if they're the brown tree. Look, there's one right there. I don't know whether they belong to the brown tree or whether they belong to the marsh frogs, but they're in there nonetheless. This tank's starting to get quite full. I've got to watch the water level because it's on a misting system along with the other couple frog tanks. So I've got to make sure, oh, there goes those two. I've got to make sure that it doesn't overflow, because otherwise it's going to come straight out of these gaps right here and onto my floor and other things. So that's not ideal, but that's the tank. So again, absolutely overgrown with the pothos, which I love. I love that look. There's a few other plants in there too. A few plants. I added this piece of creeping fig or Ficus pumila into here as well. We'll see if that takes off. But yeah, that is the brown tree frog tank. Okay, so I guess while I'm here doing some frogs, I might as well show you guys the couple behind me. So let's take a quick look into those. Okay, so this tank belongs to my dainty tree frog and my red-eyed green tree frogs. Now the red eyes and dainties were previously kept separate. I ended up moving a different animal into the enclosure, so I put these guys together. There's one of the dainties there. There's two of the red eyes at the back there. Let's see. Well, apparently, oh, there's another dainty right there. For the most part, they seem to be hiding. There's another dainty on the back side of that leaf. So yeah, there's a few in here. They've got the ficus, some yellow neon pothos, some regular pothos. This bit got really huge, so I snipped it off there, and now I've planted it here. There's whatever this one is, and a couple other plants too. So this tank is also growing well. I love them now that they're on the misting systems. It's quite helpful. This one belongs to my eastern dwarf tree frogs. Now you can see there's a couple chilling right there, so I'll actually open the other side so you don't end up with them getting out. So there's two on the push there. There's one up there, the two there. There's a couple more, but I'm not too sure exactly whereabouts they are at the moment. But this is a nice tank too. Got some ivy that's actually taking off well. It's starting to grow another shoot, so that's good. I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't, like, it gets in the way of the tank, and I don't want to squish it. Same with this plant here. It's grown up, which is great. It's growing, but it gets in the way of me closing the tank sometimes. Got this one here. That plant at the back, that did really well. There's actually two of them in this tank. Another one of this small plant here. What are these called? Arrowhead. There's a rabbit's foot fern. I actually just planted it in there. It was in one of my other tanks and it wasn't doing too well, so I've put it in here with the misting system, and we'll see how that goes. Now across from them, this is the Blue Mountains tank. Now they spend a lot of their time hidden away. There's one there. A lot of the time they're behind the corner here. Well, there's one right there. So this tank, it's called a ginger something, is growing really well. The philodendron is growing really well. The variegated pothos or devil's ivy this little bit of ivy pothos, and that bit, which is, I snipped that off there and planted it there. The plant at the back is still alive, but you can see it's not doing too well. And the fern that was in here, it died off not long after it was originally planted. So not too much going on in here. Let's put the system on. So it takes a little bit because there's so much tubing linking all these tanks. They don't start misting instantly. There you go, now it's starting to. And that mists them all. The only one it's not actually linked up to is the herons. So I just manually spray these guys. There's only a pair of them. Nothing too special. The only live plants they've got are some pothos, which, I mean, I say live, it's not doing too well. This one's growing quite well. But there's one of them sitting right there. Alrighty, so that's the frogs that are in my room. As you know, we did that big green tree frog build, so there's that. There's a couple white lips and stuff as well, which I haven't specifically done videos on, or at least in a long time. But these are the couple tanks that are here in my bedroom, aka the reptile room, even though it's the whole house that's covered in them. But yeah, that's these ones. So pretty happy with them, pretty happy with the growth for the most part. There has been some die-off, but that happens. Got a couple more of these coming. These signs are absolutely awesome. So there's a few more for some of my other tanks as well. They just sort of complete the look. And but it just allows my family members and stuff to know what's in what tank as well, especially if I'm away on holidays or away from a weekend. My family can look after the animals and know what to feed what, because the animal enclosures are labelled. If they don't have that, they have writing anyway. But these look a lot more professional, so I'm getting them done for a lot of the enclosures. Anyway guys, that will do it. Stop rambling on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.